Welcome back, everybody, to Hunter Call of the Wild. I am Fred. We're going to be going to Mississippi today. And I can't remember if I've already started this map or not. We'll find out here in a second. We have. So I apologize. I think I told you in the last video. I wasn't making videos for a while, and I know I played some things without recording. But all we're doing from video to video is moving from point A to point B, seeing where we can go to maybe complete a mission and then also unlock the map a little bit more. So we have a mission over here, which is not a bad place to go because I already have this cabin unlocked. It's green. Or wait, does green mean? They need to be white. So I need to either go this direction and unlock this, but I have a... We'll do that later. We'll head this direction, but that'll allow us to go to that tower. So we'll head to this tower and then make it over to here. Actually, let me try that again, because we need, I think we can cross right here. We'll put a waypoint there. I still have the same loadout from the last time. And here we go. So this is the Mississippi map. Now, in many people's opinion, from at least videos that I've watched on YouTube, this is one of the least favorite maps of people. Now, it was the first map to have alligators, which has made everybody kind of happy. My reasoning for not liking this map as much as the others is because it's flat. And all the other maps have mountains and, you know, it's just, in my opinion, a prettier place to go. Whereas this one is flat, it's swampy, there's some farmland, there are no mountains at all. I mean, but it is an accurate representation of what it's supposed to be. So the map is fine. A lot of people would rank maps based upon how easy it is to set up a grind and hit a bunch of spots and shoot a bunch of animals and just rotate around the map, getting the most chance at spawning a great one or diamonds or whatever. I am not a grinder. I prefer to treat this a lot more like actual hunting, where one of these days when I find a really good animal, it's really cool because I've never seen one before, not because I've grinded to get the best chance of finding one. But that's just me. This map also doesn't have, I think the biggest thing on here besides a gator is, I think there are deer on this map. But most of the animals are smaller, like there's coons and foxes and turkeys, things like that. And a lot of those smaller animals are difficult to see on this map because of the wooded areas have a lot of brush. The farm areas got corn and stuff. Did I just hear a growl? I didn't see a symbol for it, but I swear I heard something. Yeah, okay, I'm not stupid. I heard it. Okay, so there's a raccoon fleeing over there. But yeah, see, these areas like this, these farms have all these tall plants. I don't know what that is. It kind of looks like tobacco, but I'm not sure. But yeah, you can't see foxes and quail or whatever it is they have on this map. Rabbits. You have to hunt differently on a map like this, which I'll have to get used to someday when I'm not just walking around trying to unlock the map. You can find them. Sometimes they'll be crossing these roads and you get a good shot at them. But some of the animals are much harder to find because they're small. Okay, we got some piggies. Forgot about them. Wild hog. Okay. We spotted a resting area. Ooh, there's one walking around there. Gosh, there's a level 5. You gotta be kidding me. There's no way I spooked you. Oh, they're just traveling. Guess I could squat, but if they're gonna walk away from me, I don't really want to go that direction. Got a gray fox laying down over there. He's not traveling. Gonna be hard to get over there probably. What's that? Oh man, I'm gonna lose him. Actually, I think, yes. On the map it'll show you the last animal that you spotted. So it should be over there. He is. I do not expect to be able to sneak up on him. I've also got a really bad wind. It's blowing right at him. We'll give it a shot since we just started the video. As long as I can... Okay. Skeeter is letting me know that I'm about to spook something. There's another piggy. That pig's moonwalking. Okay, he just teleported. What am I spooking, dog? Maybe that was them. He's still moonwalking over there. I wouldn't mind shooting a pig. There's a bunch of them. Kind of like that spotted one, though. So he's difficult. Quit moving. Okay, they're alarmed. Okay, so he's 75 yards away. I hear you, buddy. Yeah, they're walking away. And of course they're in the road now where they'll be a lot easier to hit. Should I? Did he go down? I seem to have... Yeah, he's down. Yeah, I nailed it. I'm not worried about scaring the rest of them. One piggy's good enough for now. Unless they all attack me now. That would be bad. Wild hogs aren't something you want to mess with. At least from my understanding. I've never had to mess with one. I have been to Hawaii, the island of Oahu, and I know that was really the most dangerous animal they had was a pig. Oh yeah, I mean, might as well use the dog here. Might as well track him just for fun. Even though you're max level on that. Jeepers, scared the crap out of me. How can a raccoon be the scariest sounding creature in the woods? Silver. Long shot. That's a good shot. I know, dog. I got him. Stop. Shh. Yeah, the odds of finding a raccoon, catching him off guard in the woods is not going to be easy. Okay, we're way off course for crossing that river back here, but we'll head back there now. Now they do have quail here. Bobtail quail. Yeah, as you can see, compared to all other maps, there's nothing really on the horizon around here. It's very flat. And yet, quite realistic. Depending on where you're from. I think that's another reason that this doesn't excite me. I live in Ohio. We do have some hilly areas in Ohio. Not mountainous. I wouldn't call them mountains. I'm about to sneeze. Excuse me. Excuse me again. But we do have our fair share of kind of flat land that looks like this. Pretty much any wooded area in Ohio is really difficult to walk through because there's so much brush, thorns and vines and crap that make it difficult to oh crap. Okay, I know that one's not a raccoon. Got a warning call. We don't have gators though. We don't have to worry about them. If I remember right, these particular gators, I don't think they really like just start charging you, and I could be totally wrong about that. Man, that sounds close. I saw one over there. Or maybe that was him. There's one up there. I've always wondered if you had to worry about your dog on these maps, but Sheeper's dog, you scared the crap out of me. Yeah, you don't want to mess with gators. Dog, seriously. You splash so much that you're scaring the crap out of me. Fun story about gators. Went to, again, my friend Matt, who watches these videos. He'll remember this. We used to work together. Oh, dog, seriously, you're scaring. We used to work together, and we went to Miami for a couple of weeks. And since we knew we were going to be down there for a couple of weeks, we got a 3-day fishing license, and we went fishing on the weekend with the intent of catching like peacock bass and something cool. And I don't think any of us ever caught a peacock bass. We actually went fishing in the Everglades. And the most common fish that you can find in Ohio is going to be bass and bluegill. And I went all the way to Florida, went fishing, and the only I caught a bass and a bluegill. That's all I got out of the Everglades. But we were warned when we picked up our fishing license that, obviously there's gators everywhere in Florida. And we were told that if, they are attracted to... Golly, that's loud. Because it's only 50 yards away. But it's hard to have a conversation. Dog, is that you? Okay, the dog's back there growling. Okay, if I get up on here, am I safer? Golly.
You tracking gators, rookie? Want some advice? Hey, I don't want no silent treatment. You've read Camp Haven's handbook, right? Rule number 1, our differences are our strengths. There's no shame in trying something new. I'll give you a few pointers, you show me what you can do. It's win-win. First, find where they gather. Following the waterway's a good bet. Just make sure you're packing appropriately. Their skulls are thicker than a Mississippi senator's. Check the Codex field guide if you need help.
Alright, that is still spooky. I know it's a video game, but it's still quite spooky. Man, that place is a mile away. A mile and a quarter. I didn't realize it was that far. Oh, that's because it still shows this one. Duh. Okay, where can I cross? I think there's places you can cross on a boat. I'm going to just walk through this little village here. I think there's places that you can cross. I'm not sure. Anyway, we were in Miami, and when we went and picked up our fishing license, they were warning us about the gators because they're everywhere. And it was kind of funny because I think I have been to Florida before, and I've seen gators, and yeah, I wouldn't want to mess with one, but I'm also fully aware they're there, and it's not like they're, you know, hiding in a tree and they're stalking humans and trying to kill you. Most of the time, you know, you don't really have to worry about them too much. I wouldn't go swimming in a pond. But you know, it's not like they're hiding and stalking you. But what was funny was these people were telling us that, hey, you know, if you are fishing, that will attract gators. They're, you know, you're basically wounding a fish, and they will hear it, and they will come over and they'll try to take your fish. And we were told that if you hook a gator somehow, just cut your line and go. You're not going to win the fight. I just want to collect these little spots, making sure. Okay, got them all. But yeah, just cut your line and let it go because there's no reason for you to mess with a gator. And then they were also telling us that if one does come up on land and comes after you, that you should run like in a zigzag because they're actually quite fast, but they can't turn very well. Now, I don't know if that's even true. I think I've heard both ways. That I've heard people say that's a true thing. I've also heard people say that that's like a snipe hunt, that they tell you that just to scare you and see if you'll believe it. So I don't know for sure if that's even true. But the funny thing was, me and my friend Matt, we didn't really think anything of it. I wasn't really planning on worrying about gators too much. But our friend, we had another friend there that was a coworker. His name was Mark, and he was like, "Listen to these guys tell us this information," and he was just like, I don't know how to describe it. Almost like petrified by the thought of that happening. It was just the expression on his face was just quite hilarious. And like I said, we weren't too worried about it. And then we went fishing. We just went into the Everglades and found a bank. There's basically a canal along a highway. We just pulled over and we went fishing. And I was fishing next to Mark, the guy that got spooked by the story. And you would see gators in the water. I don't know how they do it, but they hardly make a ripple in the water. You just, one moment they're not there, and the next moment you see eyes. And it's like, how in the world did that thing approach you, get that close, and you never saw the water ripple? And I don't know how they do it, but it's like they have the ability to go through the water without making waves and ripples and stuff. It's crazy. But anyway, I'm fishing right next to Mark, and the next thing I know, there is a gator like right in front of us. Now we are on a bank, so we're up a little bit, away from the water. We're not standing right next to the water, but we weren't terribly far, maybe 10 feet, 10, 12 feet maybe away from it, I guess. And Mark was literally ready to just sit his pole down and run. And I'm like, just move down the bank. It's not like it's just looking at us. It's not doing anything. But no, we didn't have any gators attack us. But the funny thing was, if you see pretty much any animal in the wild, if you throw a rock at it, you'll spook it and it'll run away. If you throw a rock at a gator, in the water, it attacks the splash. Like literally, it's not afraid of it at all. In fact, it just assumes it's edible, and it just instantly will twist its body and try to eat whatever just splashed next. Gosh, that scared the crap out of me again. But yeah, you can't scare a gator. I don't think it's possible. So yeah, don't sneak up on one and smack it on the butt and think you're going to spook it and make it run. It will probably literally attack where exactly the point that just spooked it or tried to spook it. So there's my advice for gators. Don't mess with them. Oh, I just saw you. Where'd you go? Probably ran through the cornfield. So yeah, there's my gator story. That was kind of fun. I went to Florida with my family, and my kids were relatively small. I think my daughter was maybe, I don't know, 7 or 8. And we actually rented it was actually owned by Holiday Inn, but it was like a villa, bunch of villas that were around a golf course. And one evening, me and my daughter took a walk on the golf course area, and there was a pond, and she had never seen gators before. So she's fearless. My daughter, she's not afraid of animals. She was fascinated when she saw the gator. She didn't want to run from them like Mark did. She actually wanted to get closer to them and see what they, get just to see them better. And we found this one. It was a smaller one. It was probably only maybe close to 4 feet long total. And it was funny because it was very interested in us. Maybe it thought we looked tasty. I don't know. It didn't attack. But what was funny was it just kind of sat out in the water. And then when we walked away, we walk up a bank a little bit. This gator came after us, came up on the bank and looked at us. Like it wanted to see us too. And so then we started walking towards it, and it backed up and went down in the water again. And then when we walked away, ooh, rabbit. I'm not going to get you. I think you're spooked. We walked toward it, and it would back down into the water again. It's like it had this buffer of about, I don't know, 25 yards. And every time we walked away, it would come closer, and every time we went towards it, it backed itself up. So that was interesting. Never seen one do that before. Oh, the other interesting fishing part, when me and Matt and Mark were fishing, we got one of those little charts that tell you what kind of fish you can help you identify the fish in the area. And Matt caught this. It's a panfish, so it's shaped like a bluegill. And that sucker, he caught this thing, and it was pretty massive, like a man-sized hand spread completely open. It was a big panfish. I've never caught a bluegill. It maybe half the size if you catch a lucky big bluegill. But he is a monster size for a panfish, and I think he only caught the one. And we threw it back. We weren't going to keep anything. But what was weird was later on we saw a guy with a stringer full of these. It was called an Oscar. You can look that up. But I think it was quite red. And it's called an Oscar, I'm pretty sure. And what was funny is the guy had the stringer, he probably had 8 to 10 of these Oscars on this stringer, and they were all tiny. I mean, whatever the one that Matt caught was the biggest thing we ever seen, and this guy had a stringer full of these things that were not even close to half the size. So, yeah, just Matt's luck. He just apparently caught a monster of an Oscar, and we didn't know. We'd never seen one before. We just assumed that was normal until we saw that guy with a whole stringer full of tiny ones. And then they also have gar everywhere. It basically looks like an alligator with a, fins. I mean, they get kind of. There are some pretty big sized gar, but most of them aren't huge. But we were literally told because it's an invasive species and that you can't even. I don't even think they're worth eating. They're built about like a garden hose with an alligator head on them. And we were told if you catch one, just throw it on the bank and let it die because it's just an invasive species. But they're everywhere. There's no way you're gonna get rid of them. All right, question is, can I get across this river? Oh, I think I can get here. I think that's what this is for. So I'm going the wrong way. Go that way. I think that's about it for my alligator slash fishing in the Everglades stories. Matt, if you watch and you can think of anything else, put it in the comments. Yeah, I think down here, I think there's like a boat and you can click on the boat and then you'll appear on the other side. What in the world? Gray fox. Way, way, way over there. Dog, can you just stay out of the water? You're not helping. Yeah, I don't think I could ever go to a place like this and have my dog running around. I would just be terrified to watch my own dog get eaten by a gator. That would just be the worst. That'd be the worst thing ever, to watch a large animal eat your dog. I mean, it might not be worse than, watching one eat your kid, but you know what I mean. I hope. Yeah, here's a hill. It's not all flat. That's a pretty small hill. Oh, these were here earlier, right? I killed a pig here, but that gator that I shot at was on the other side of the water, so I did not kill that gator. I don't remember what that one was. That was too long ago. It just dawned on me I should probably check and see if I accidentally killed that gator. Dog, you're driving me nuts. See, I would expect to see some more gators up on the banks, but they probably do certain times of the day. I know you can find them pretty far inland too. They don't just hang out just on the bank. Cheapers. This dog's gonna give me a heart attack. I don't know why I keep thinking a gator might just jump out of nowhere and kill me, but I don't think they do. At least not in this one. I know one of the maps. I think they have crocs in Australia map, and I think there's another map that has them on the coast. And I think it was the Australia map one time where I had a gator that it like chased me halfway across a map. It would not give up. But I haven't I haven't seen that on this map, but again, I didn't play this map very much, so I don't know what all they're capable of doing. That's why I like doing it the way I'm doing it, where, you know, just always pick the next one in order, and then you can't skip over the maps that you're not fond of. The heck is that? A bobwhite quail. So there is a road that you can go up there on. I don't know if that's better to be up on the road where you can see into the woods and stuff, but you know, one of these days I need to change my clothes too. I think I'm wearing like the winter camouflage right now, at least according to my glove. I keep forgetting to dress for the occasion. Yeah, like I said, the main goal is to try to get to something that can expand the map for us, so the towers and the different cabins, and not get too terribly sidetracked, but yet at the same time I would like to shoot something. So we did get one piggy so far. And shockingly, nothing's been along this bank. Not even something to spook. So yeah, this map has a few spots where you can take a boat. Now, unfortunately, you don't get to actually take the boat. Anything in there? Probably not. You just interact with it and you'll appear on the other side. There we go. And here's a little camp. What do we got going on here? Okay, so we're going to go here now. And we still have to go way over there for whatever the mission is. What is the mission? Head to the Big Game Club's lodge. For some reason. I think it had something to do with taking a generator or a space heater over to the lodge. I think that was what the quest was. I don't remember a lot about this story for this map, but I think the only thing I did so far was there's this lady that, you know, obviously welcomes you to whatever this Mississippi nature preserve is. Reserve, not preserve. I think there was some flooding that they've been trying to recover from, and that you had to do a few things at these cabins, and it almost looked like somebody was trying to scare people, like there was some symbols on the ground, burnt into the ground, that we had to investigate. I can't remember. Something like that. And then I had to get, I had to pick up, like I said, it's either a space heater or a generator or something. It's probably in my, quote, inventory. I think that's why I'm heading this direction. To drop it off at some lodge where some people are supposed to have a meeting. It doesn't seem like the kind of place that would need a space heater. Which is, I think why it seemed weird to me that that would be a thing, but Mississippi doesn't, I don't know, in my brain it doesn't get cold there, but it probably does. It doesn't look cold. What we got going on? Anything around here? But yeah, see how high the grass and stuff is? And then there'll be turkeys and stuff. Now if you're lucky, the grass doesn't render as far as the screen goes, but when you zoom in on it, then it does. But you know, this would be one of those maps where grabbing a tree stand and taking it around with you, or putting together some of those hides, high hides, or whatever they call them. So that there are different ways. You know, use the callers, have things come to you, which is counter to the way I'm currently playing because I need to go unlock the map. So I do need to walk around, which makes it a little harder to find some of these smaller animals. Yeah, I think a game like this, you need to eventually get to that point where instead of saying, I hate this map because, you know, the animals are small, you have to get to that point where like, you know what? I'm just going to go bird hunting. And I'm not going to worry about deer and bear and things like that. I'm literally going to go out and I'm going to go hunt, you know, geese or ducks, and actually force yourself to use like the decoys and things like that, and just say, I'm not going to play the game the way I normally do. I'm not prepared to do that myself, not yet. But it is one of them things that it's just going to have to be done once in a while. A map like this is difficult to walk around and find something to shoot at. But knowing that, it might be one of those things where, hey, you got to change the stuff that's in your loadout, lighten your load a little bit, and maybe carry a tree stand. I'm carrying 4 guns. I'm probably close to, you know, fully loaded. And not only am I carrying 4 guns, I'm carrying, you know, 60-ish rounds for every gun and stuff like that. A rabbit. Yeah, I'm never going to find that rabbit. All right, so here's this first spot we wanted to get to. That. Jeez. These raccoons have just got to stop. They're going to give me a heart attack. Warning call. Yeah, how am I supposed to find that thing? Oh, okay, I guess like that. Is there any way for me to shoot that thing from here? He's level 2, 87 yards. Tell you in a minute. I did shoot through a bunch of brush, so odds are probably nothing happened. But we tried, right? I think that's a little bit of the point. Really? Let me up here. I mean, you could get lucky and find something to shoot way up here. Alright, so there's a thing here, and there's a thing there, and then there's the goal. Now, I don't think this is still a half a mile away, and honestly, I need to probably get off fairly soon. So I think I'm not going to worry about this mission. I think I might just go over to here, unlock a new cabin, and that might be it for this video. Did I get it? Nope, there's still no, I did not hit that raccoon. I must have hit all the sticks in front of the raccoon. But yeah, this, at least to this point, has not been a super populated map that was allowing for this type of hunting. At least not with the time I have available to me. But I've got time to walk 500 yards, and I might as well just follow this path here. It probably goes over there. But I did get to share my alligator stories, and I forgot all about that until we started playing this map. It's been a long time since I've used the zigzag story. Maybe if we get lucky and spot an animal before it spots us, but there's another zone, some kind of need zone here. A raccoon. Another wild hog fleeing. I can't remember if there's any deer. It just seems like, you know, this map is in the United States. I can't imagine there's one place in the United States that doesn't have deer. Deer are everywhere. In case you didn't know this, the animal that's responsible for more human deaths than any other animal in the United States is the deer. Because people run into them with their cars, and it's a pretty serious size animal to hit with a car if you're driving on a freeway at a high speed. But there's, yeah, that's the deer population is so crazy that you just run into these things. They're everywhere. I haven't hit one before. My son had one run into the side of his car. Like, he didn't hit it head on. It literally tried. Ooh, 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 ooh. Hello. Oh, why you gotta run away? Why couldn't you just sat down and posed for a shot? Oh well. But yeah, a deer like tried to run across the street and had really bad timing. And ran into the side of his car. You know, come to think of it, I think he did hit a deer one time. I think he slammed on his brakes and it just clipped his, like his headlights. He still had to pay to get his car fixed. And then another, I think it 2 deer. I think he's had 2 deer accidents. I've had to slam on my brakes many times. Early in the mornings or something when it's still dark out. But I've never hit one. I am not a hunter in real life, but I certainly see the need to thin out the deer population in Ohio. So if you are a hunter, you go. Yeah, I used to travel all the time, and there was a guy named Tony that worked at the Kansas City International Airport, and I'd go there usually at least once a year. Tony was a cool guy, but I think it was really close to Christmas time when I was there, and he had been hunting, and he had some deer summer sausage made, and he gave me a nice good sized stick of that. Actually gave me 2. And oh, it was so good. Deer jerky. Anything. I think I've even had like chili made with deer meat. That's really good. Yeah, deer meat's great. Oh, something else. I think I mentioned it in the Alaska map that I was really contemplating getting an AR-15, and I did get one. Haven't got to shoot it yet. Been stocking up on ammo, and it's been really cold here in Ohio. The weather's starting to turn now, so I have to get out and go shooting sometime. That's good, good music for a Mississippi map. That crossroads bluesy slide acoustic guitar. Well, I apologize for really only getting one. Oh, we got a nice banjo and a white hat. I think we only got one animal. I did take a shot at a gator, but he got away. And I took a shot at a raccoon, who also got away. That was a terrible shot. We just took a shot through the brush. I didn't think it was really going to work. But anyway, I think I'm going to call it quits here. I got to go fix myself something to eat. And I don't know what the next map is, but I know it's going to have more mountains than this place. So anyway, yeah, leave some comments, like and subscribe if you can. Hope you had a good time. Not a lot happened during this particular map, but that's, you know, I hear guys going hunting all week long to sit in a tree and do nothing. So we did get to take a walk and we saw some wildlife. Skeeter got to swim with the gators. Why do you look so stupid? Close your mouth. You really do look dumb. I'm sorry. Yeah, with his teeth showing, he kind of looks, yeah, kind of stupid. Anyway, we're going to call it quits here, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.